How long did you feel stuck before you left?
Oh, for a long time. I mean, right away within the first couple of months, everything was like novel and exciting and fun. But then you get the bad side of it too. You get like none of the girls get along in the house. Everybody's backstabbing each other. There's a lot of rules. There's a curfew. You're supposed to quit your job. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm getting a little bit of money for clothes. I'll try and save that. But then I can't really work. So it's not really like what you thought it was going to be. But then you feel kind of scared to go out into the world because you know everybody's going to judge you for making that decision and having been there in the first place. So I did feel afraid to leave for a long time. I felt like if I leave, I'm just going to go back to the situation I was in before. And I only moved in because I was like feeling desperate anyway.
Why?
You know? Because I was in college and I was trying to do too much at once and kind of failing at it all. I was auditioning, I was working to keep my grades up, to keep my scholarships, and just kind of failing at all of it. And then my roommates I had at the time were moving away and moving out and moving back home, and I wasn't going to have a place to live. And I'd been going up to these Sunday pool parties and like talking to Hef, and like the girls had like invited me to go out with them, and I always thought it looked like they had such a fun lifestyle, all the girlfriends, but I would have never had the balls to do it unless I was like desperate and like, oh shit, I'm not going to have a place to live in like 2 weeks. Maybe I should try this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it like Stockholm syndrome? Like you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Like
I think there was a little bit of that for sure. There were a lot of reasons I bonded with Hef, but I think part of it too was like you're looking at the big, powerful person in that position who's making all the rules, and you're starting to make excuses like, well, the only reason I'm miserable is because the other girls are so mean. And yeah, there was a lot of like backstabbing and things like that, but you know, it wasn't until I was ready to actually leave that place that I realized who the problem was, you know, and
And you never craved just a companion your own age, a male companion your own age? You never looked at people that came and visited the Playboy Mansion, or somebody that you had met at a party and said...
No, you know, not until the very end when I was ready to leave, and I was turning 30 by the time I was ready to leave. It was that long before I kind of woke up to like wanting somebody who was closer to my own age.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I think, you know, being on the spectrum maybe is part of that, because sometimes when you're on the spectrum, you have a lot of trouble bonding with people or relating to people and connecting with people. And I had been, you know, for the first 22 years of my life feeling like I'm not really bonding with guys my own age. So when you meet somebody who's really charming and really knows how to make you feel special in some ways, you know, I was like, I'm kind of like a old soul. Maybe I'm meant to be with an older person, but I think I just didn't really understand myself.